Let's rant a little bit now. It's time to rant. Rant time.
Islamic regime, Iran declared a hunt on Trump. And this is the thing, right? So they're posting these images about how they want to kill all these people. And it's like they're also want to kill. This is the thing with the European leaders.
You know, we're doing that too, Asmongold. On Twitter, there's full of these images of all the Iranian leaders we've killed and the ones we still need to kill. The United States side's doing it too. So don't take them seriously.
Right? This is the Germany guy. That's the France guy. That's the UK guy. That's the Italy girl. Like, I mean, what are we doing here? We're just letting them pop off like this? Why is Starmer there? Because he's a bad guy. That's why. That's it. The USA has a bigger army than the entire EU combined, by the way. I don't even know.
The EU, yes. As long as you don't include Turkey, because then they have a lot of troops in Turkey.
If that's true, who the fuck knows? So anyway, yeah, there's more of these. Oh, is this the same one? Oh my god. Jesus. Wow.
Again, no context whatsoever where this is. I'm assuming it's somewhere in Iran because of the way Asmongold's reacting. If it's a real video. But the flag and all this makes me think that it could be an image from earlier in the war.
Oh my god. Yeah, is it the 4th of July again? This is the encore.
And you have to remember everything absolutely critical in Iran. Militarily is underneath a granite mountain. What we could be hitting that still would be important would be energy infrastructure and desalination plants. It could still be something important that's being blown up, but in terms of military, those assets are underground.
That looks cool though. It does look really cool. Give me a minute. I gotta use the bathroom. Smells like freedom, bro. That's my tax dollars at work. All right.
See how happy he is about that? It's really sad that all the big explosions are all it takes to make Asmongold happy. He's like Trump. Trump is the same way. He has them bring reels of the explosions, things the US is blowing up in Iran, and have them show it to him. And it's the same type of stuff that makes Asmongold happy. It's sad that not looking at big picture, the important facts, just big explosion enough. United States losing this war, but I'm happy you love the big explosions, Asmongold.
Okay. Right. Give me a minute. Ugh. Okay. That's a big one. Bunker buster? They must be hitting underground missile depots? I don't even know why. Like, I mean, this is really sad. Can you please play Fortunate Son while we're watching this? I would if it didn't fuck up the videos that are going to be made about it. How is this going differently than Afghanistan? What are you talking about? We're blowing the fucking shit out of them. What do you mean? It's going the same as Afghanistan. Most Americans don't like us with hundreds of billions of dollars. So I'm going to pull you up. Here's the situation that we're in. Iran costs us a lot of money because we have to pay money to undo their terrorism bullshit. So, like, we spend billions of dollars.
No, the terrorism bullshit, if you want to stop that, regime change in Israel is the way to do it. It's Netanyahu who funded Hamas and ISIS in Syria, the two worst terrorist organizations in the Middle East. But sure, bomb Iran, like maybe that'll help somehow.
Every single year in order to make countermeasures against Iranian terror proxies. So whenever you're telling me that it costs hundreds of...
He thinks Hamas is a Iran terror proxy. It's not. Hamas was funded by Qatari cash provided through the IDF. The IDF handed over suitcases full of cash to Hamas from Qatar. That is how Hamas funded itself from 2012 to 2024.
The billions of dollars. I don't really give a fuck. Because we've been spending hundreds of billions of dollars for these retards for years, for fucking years. How about this? How about we stop spending the money? We're going to have to spend a little bit more to get rid of them. You're right. And yeah, it's not good, but that's it. Great take. I'll let him, I want to respond. That's nowhere close to what we pay and paid and will pay. Why? Well, and the fact that guy ran on no new wars just proceeds to start a new one? I don't give a fuck about that. But
I'm just so we're all clear, Israel drove suitcases stuffed with cash into Gaza to keep Hamas in power. New York Times. It's open secret. There are hundreds of articles from 2012 to 2022 about how Qatar, the cash given to Hamas by Israel, is what kept Qatar in power.
Said, I care about what's happening. I want to bomb the shit out of them. I hate the terrorists. Don't you want to get rid of them? These fuckers are doing this all around the world. They're destabilizing the entire region. They're funding terrorism in Gaza, blowing up fucking Israelis. They're blowing up the UAE. They're blowing up Qatar. They're blowing up Saudi Arabia. They're blowing up Azerbaijan. They're blowing up fucking Israel. They're blowing up everybody. And
okay. They're attacking U.S. military bases. U.S. military bases that are being used to attack Iran. They're not attacking Kuwaiti City. They're attacking the airfields, the bases from which the missiles are leaving to attack Iran. That is valid military targets. If a plane takes out from an airport in Bahrain and bombs Iran and goes back to that airport in Bahrain is a legitimate target for Iran. God.
And they're selling drones to Ukraine to blow up Ukrainians.
He probably means Russia, but they're not doing that anymore. Now all the drones Russia is using, they make themselves. But there was a period where they were selling drones to Russia.
This is what they do. Like, what are we talking about here? Oh,
by the way, Russians are the good guys in the Ukraine war. Ukraine is the one that Zelensky is honoring actual Nazi war criminals that have killed hundreds of thousands of Poles during World War II. And Zelensky's honoring them and naming brigades after these war criminals. So when Russia talks about denazification of Ukraine, it's literal. They're Zelensky, the closest thing to an actual Nazi alive today.
Oh, in Yemen, they're spending money to have fucking people in Yemen blow people up then too, and then on to Russia. Did I say? Excuse me, I'm into Russia. What did I say? I don't even know what the hell I said. Anyway, yeah, they're selling money. They're selling drones to Russia to blow up Ukrainians. So like, and then they have their
not anymore, but they did at one point. So I guess that's a fair point.
Terror
if you think Ukrainians are the good guys.
Proxies in Lebanon that are bombing Israel, getting Lebanese people killed. Like,
no, the problem for Lebanon is the Israeli army, the IDF, leveling cities across the south of Lebanon and making it so that residents will have ruined homes to return to. And they will return. Israel will be forced out of Lebanon by the oil shock. And in order to get oil flowing, Trump will get Israel out of Lebanon.
How can you have any, like, they're extremists. Exactly. Just by Taliban. Exactly. We need to do a better job. You don't get rid of Islamic terrorists just by bombing them. Let me ask you a question. Do you think Genghis Khan could solve this problem?
Genghis Khan would solve the problem by going and taking out Netanyahu, who is the biggest funder of terrorism in the Middle East. Genghis Khan would probably be more informed than you, Asmongold, and he'd actually know where the real problem is. So you don't have the right to say that if you think, because you think Iran's the biggest sponsor of terrorism, when it's actually Netanyahu. Netanyahu funded the genocide of 1 million Christians in Syria, together with the CIA. Don't want to let the CIA off the hook for that, but it was Mossad CIA operation. And 1 million Christians in Syria disappeared because of it. Yeah, that's the type of thing I want to prevent happens again. Because it's at real risk that now that Syria is done, that Israel's going to start funding a new ISIS in Iran, and more Christians will be genocided. That's what I'm worried about.
I'm just really.
I really want to be one of the chatters that get pulled up in the Asmongold stream, but he doesn't cover Iran that often, and I can't keep just hanging around his stream, just waiting for an opportunity, and him covering this topic. Plus, the odds of me being brought up are small.
Really easy question.
But if anyone here, hopefully some Asmongold viewers here, things to bring up, the critical ammunition shortage that the U.S. has with regard to Iran, the fact that we used up a third to half our inventories of precision missiles in the first 40 days of the war. And we sort of need those to deal with China and Russia if it comes to the worst. So we can't afford to use them all on Iran. So we really can't afford this new bombing campaign. It's just that Trump is desperate to pretend that he's still winning this war.
Genghis Khan led wars for decades, massacring a quarter of the population. That's my point. Do you think he'd be able to solve this problem?
It depends what type of tools you give him. Genghis Khan by himself is just one man who's not capable of doing anything. Hey, Proton Snail. Unfortunately, people are just late to realizing, as always, which only creates more desperation. Yes, Asmongold is now talking about Genghis Khan in terms of the Middle East and that he'd be able to solve terrorism. And it's just an example that's so batshit insane because are you giving Genghis Khan, if you give him the full might of the U.S. military of 30, 40 years ago, yeah, you could pacify the entire Middle East. But we are no longer the superpower in that way. Also, Iran from 20 years ago, not the current heavily dug-in, drone-happy Iran that would be a nightmare for anyone to take out. Did you read Ghislaine's email post 9/11? No, if I have not. I've been following up on the Iran situation mostly, and I have another video to watch about the U.S.'s liberty that I hope won't get copyrighted on YouTube. About wiping out the Arabs. Well, horrible jokes in there. I'm sure there are. They were part of a not great group of people, and they were on the Israeli side, so I would expect comments like that. If you find a video on it, I'd love to react to it.
Just a yes or no. All right, you want to spend that much time and money? Yes, you're willing to go that far? Of course. The Iranian government and the Iranian people represent an existential threat to...
No, they don't, Asmongold. And the fact you believe that is that you're uninformed about the Middle East. Try watching Duran or all these other YouTube channels that have great coverage that aren't leftists. And they would tell you the same thing. Again, it wasn't Iran that funded Hamas.
To the entire world, and most importantly, to Western civilization. They stand oppositionally towards Western civilization. The reasons why they...
No, they don't. In fact, there's some parts of Iran very Western, and they really wish the United States would stop sanctioning them. They'd love to travel to Europe, and they aren't the migrants we have so much problem with in Europe. You never hear about them being Iranian. When was the last time you heard about an Iranian stabbing someone in UK or an Iranian doing something? You don't. It's always other countries, never Iran. There's a reason for that.
They hate Israel. One of the big reasons why is because Israel is supported by America. They want to kill European leaders. They will blow up everybody because they're a bunch of psychopaths.
You are just so... This is what's so problem. Someone uninformed and with such a large audience urging violence against the wrong parties. This is why the world never gets solved.
Terrorists, and if they have nuclear weapons, they will use them, and it will create a situation where...
I think it'd be so hilarious if I'm right, and that Iran already has nuclear weapons right now, because that would prove you completely, totally wrong, Asmongold. If Iran has had nuclear weapons for already half a month and it hasn't used them, By the way, if that rumor, that report, I should say, by Johnson, that Trump was told Iran would test nuke if we went back to full-scale war, well, we're going back to full-scale war, so that nuke test might happen soon if the story is true.
Where they have a deterrence for holding them accountable. The only thing to do right now is to completely get rid of them. If it is expensive, I can guarantee you it will be cheaper than the countermeasures that we're going to have to pay for once they acquire a nuclear bomb. That's what I think. It's a death goal. I think it's worth it. I absolutely think it do. The IRGC, not the Iranian people. Did I say that again? They're not actually, they barely have an economy. They can barely land a few missiles. They won't have nukes because they're always monitored. It'll never get to that point.
So that's wrong. They have very competent engineers and nuclear scientists in Iran. They could already have a nuke if they seriously pursued it.
You're saying this, but like you don't even understand what you're really trying to say. You're saying they're always getting monitored, but then you're complaining about us spending money. Has it ever occurred to you that the monitoring and the spending money costs money too? Like, I mean, it's weird that like you're saying that like I don't.
Well, we also use that monitoring by the nuclear inspectors to identify nuclear scientists and facilities, and then Israel bombed them. So Iran isn't very excited to go back to the inspections either.
Long term will probably work out. Yes, exactly. Can never stop. Either dismantle them completely or don't. I know. I don't think Trump can make a deal with them. I've said this before. I've been very adamant about this. So anyway, Iran's NFA has said the U.S. has not only violated the ceasefire agreement signed 25 days ago, but has also attacked Iranian transport infrastructure, fishing fleets, cargo terminals, residential buildings, calling it among the worst war crimes. Man. That's what happened last time. We don't want to have to do this. We can. It's possible. We don't need to do this. Top comment. We must pacify them in Lindsay's name. Yes, true. And this is what happens, right? And I'm glad to see this. I am. I'm very, very glad. And what is the killing of 40 or 80,000 people? Yeah, I mean, exactly. Like, I mean, they're just, again, this is what they do. Is they
Once Trump finally surrenders to Iran and to get the Strait of Hormuz open, I am going to rag on Asmongold so hard. I'm going to go back to that video where he was just nearly crying with how happy he was that we were bombing Iran. And I will mock him endlessly for being so happy that the United States started a war it lost. Wars that we lose, wars that the United States lose, are never a good idea to start. It's never something you should be happy about.
commit the most insane crimes against humanity possible, and then the moment that you start killing them, they complain that you're committing a war crime. And you know what's good about that? Marco Rubio made comments about internet.
And he's a fan of Marco Rubio, the one of the biggest liar in the Trump administration about virtually everything.
National law.
Internationally, at least. Domestically, he's been, of course, on the right side of the woke debate, but internationally, he is neocon. He is not great.
Oh, boy.
For 250 years, Americans have governed ourselves as a free and sovereign people. We choose our own leaders.
I'm gonna reset it just because it was low volume.
For 250 years, Americans have governed ourselves as a free and sovereign people. We choose our own leaders. We determine our own laws.
True.
And when we're accused of a crime, we stand for judgment before a jury of our own peers. This is the essential and indispensable feature of our form of government. It is the foundation of our shared way of life. But today, powerful people in faraway places want to take that away from us.
I can't throw too many stones at Asmongold. A long time ago, I used to be just as uninformed as he was. It's just the default state is just trust the mainstream media and what they're telling you. I mean, why would they lie?
That they should be in charge of your laws, of your country, your life. And they don't care whether or not you agree. Halfway across the world, there's an institution that calls itself the International Criminal Court. Maybe you've
Yes. I am not a fan of the International Criminal Court. They want to, they've gone after Putin too, for example. And yeah, he's probably the only reason Europe isn't a nuclear holocaust already because of Ukraine.
He actually is saying, fuck him. I have been waiting on this for 20 years. It's about time.
heard of it. Maybe you haven't. But chances are you don't know the names of its judges, of its prosecutors, or its president. And you shouldn't have to. But as
And
we
you shouldn't have to. Oh my God.
speak, the ICC and its friends are waging a war against our country, not with bullets or missiles, but with statutes, compacts, and the force of so-called international law.
Yeah, they might want to put, for example, whoever it was that decided to bomb that girls' school in Iran. They'd want to put that person in jail, the International Court. One, I wouldn't disagree necessarily with them on that one, but the problem is they're a politically captured organization. They go after other people for political reasons, and any U.S. enemy like Putin is also on the court's naughty list. And so, yeah, it's just too compromised of an organization.
When the ICC was born 24 years ago, they told us that it was merely a narrow backstop, a global court that would step in to prosecute only the gravest offenses, things like genocide and war crimes, and only when a nation's courts were unable to prosecute them on their own. But the truth is, it was something far more radical and extreme. It was a global tribunal staffed by unelected globalist bureaucrats who claimed
Yeah, that is the basic problem with it.
their power is almost unlimited.
Who decided that? Oh my God. That is insane.
Well, we contributed to that. Some U.S. leaders and presidents liked the idea of the court when we could control it.
The danger of this global court has only continued to grow. Today, it threatens every aspect of our political and legal system. Border Patrol agents removing violent criminals from our country. American Marines risking their lives to defend our homeland. Prosecutors working to dismantle terrorist plots to attack and kill Americans. If we stand idle, all of them would be at the mercy of foreign judges thousands of miles away, facing the constant risk of prosecution and even imprisonment for the so-called crime of defending their own country. The American people never agreed to any of this.
True. True. We're not accountable to some loser over in Europe. Absolutely. Some international fake bullshit court. Fuck this. Do whatever we want.
And they never will.
Yep.
Read the words of our Declaration of Independence. We fought a revolution against a foreign power, transporting us beyond seas to be tried for pretended
I
offenses.
hate that I'm agreeing with
We
Rubio.
gotta do it again?
But again, I'm not. I don't say that where I hate it, but I'm not. It happens all the time. Even people that have the worst positions on one issue will have the same positions as you have on another. You just have to live with it.
Independence is our birthright. We will never let foreign bureaucrats take that away from us. This administration will not sit by as the ICC and its allies seek to threaten our people. If they believe they can deprive us of our sovereignty, we will teach them the full meaning of American resolve.
Oh my God. I have been waiting on this for a long time. I have been. Holy shit.
What's this? The prophecy? Oh, okay, that's not a good start. A newly unsealed email alleges from Ghislaine Maxwell 2001 is going viral. File describes a fictional 2032 where the Arabs have erased 9/11 from history. It was sent to 32 elites, including billionaire Thomas Pritzer. Is this DOJ leak or high-level fabrication designed to stir the pot? Timing amid the Netanyahu-Barak file war is suspicious. What are the Arabs? That is, so this is implying that there are no more Arabs. Well, it's... Well, this isn't. This is wrong. This tweet right here is wrong. The file describes a fictional 2032 where the Arabs have erased 9/11 from history, but no, it's the Arabs that have been erased from history. It's not. Clearly, they know about the Twin Towers, and they're still talking about it. But it's the Arabs. So this tweet is wrong. Yes, the tweet is dumb. And it's not a prophecy. It's an interesting, fun little tidbit, but I don't... You can use it to maybe make some implication of the person who sent it, but it's not a huge deal. The pizza emails, I think, are far more important.
Gloves are finally off? Not yet. I honestly, that's not a promise. It's a threat. It should be. They think they can tell us what to do. Fuck them. We do whatever we want. That's my next president. I like the sound of this. Excellent stuff. These unelected globalist bureaucrats have no business weighing in on the sovereignty of American people. This is what international law is for those that don't understand. Awesome.
Yeah, but it's sad. I find it's really sad. The Asmongold and that chatter, thinking the United States is still a superpower that can exert its influence over the world this way. The U.S. just lost to Iran, although Asmongold doesn't know it yet. The era of U.S. supremacy is over.
But my immediate concern is the radical woke judges in this country. True, Eugene. Great point. You're right. And Senator, ICC has lost all credibility. I totally agree. And even if they hadn't lost credibility, fuck them anyway. That's the way I see it. Now America can be America first. Yeah, that's America first. Exactly. And again, this is all talk. Nothing ever happens. Please don't get excited. I agree that it's all talk, but the first step to action is talking about action. And I'm happy that this language and this behavior is now being done because it normalizes the idea of not allowing these power structures to have any
Yeah, talk is important too, but actions are even more important.
level of accountability. Like, we're not accountable to them. We're not we don't have to do what they say. We can do whatever we want. Straight up warning. Yeah, exactly. This is unheard of during Biden administration. Yeah, that's the way I see it. Totally agree with the pay money. What is this here? Is this another angry boy? Is that right? What are you upset about? The WoW call? What is this here? You call me, like, is this... Are you having, like, a mental health episode?
Looks like...
Yeah, what are you're having are you having a mental health moment? Is that what's going on? Did you forget your take the medications today?
Yeah, that's why I don't try to be one of the chatters that get brought up. Don't want to compete against people like this.
How you doing? You totally agree with everything at Pay Money? Yeah, I agree with it. Yeah, I agree with this. Absolutely I do. Or is he Goymaxing right now? Disaster, are you Goymaxing? I think you might be Goymaxing. He is?
Yeah.
I have a lot, man. Well, go deal with your mental health issues and your medication and take a break from the stream, okay? I don't want to deal with it. It's just weird. You're being weird. I don't want to deal with weird. Break.
Was that a ban or timeout?
Well, go deal with
Yeah, good.
your mental health issues and your medication and take a break from the stream, okay? I don't want to deal with it. It's
just like Hassan. No, well, Hassan banned me. I wasn't insulting him at all. I just said a country should put its own citizens first. Banning someone who just constantly insulting you and using language like that, I'd ban them too.
Weird. You're being weird.
I mean,
I don't want to deal with weird.
It doesn't matter if you want to try to tell Asmongold the truth, but you little dick sucker, anyone making comments like this, repeated comments like this towards me in chat, yeah, I'd ban them. I'm not going to just stand for someone who's just insulting me. If he has a point, then make it. But look, this is just insults.
I have a lot, man. Well, go deal with your mental health issues and your medication and take a break from the stream, okay? I don't want to deal with it. It's just weird.
I believe that Asmongold, look at how much he streams. He's not captured by influence. He's just wrong and stupid, and I bet so many people like that. He just believes in mainstream media. You don't need to look for some big conspiracy. He's just like he honestly believes what he's saying. He's just misinformed. Don't go deeper than that. Not for Asmongold. If you want to go anywhere, you could say his friendship with Nux influenced some of his views about the Middle East. Is the only part I would point out. Otherwise, he's just takes the media at face value on anything that isn't woke.
You're being weird. I don't want to deal with weird people. So anyway, no, this is good.
For 250 years.
I think that his mod and people around him can influence him. Yes. Well, I'd countered by that. He brought people like you, Proton Snail, up in chat repeatedly. So he isn't. Yeah, there might be mods or whatever they're captured, but he is. There are outside voices reaching him too.
foreign bureaucrats take that away from us. This administration will not sit by as the ICC and its allies seek to threaten our people. If they believe they can deprive us of our sovereignty, we will teach them the full meaning of American resolve.
You know what we should do? If they keep trying to press us, we should just go nab one of their judges. Just go get the leader of it. Just go kidnap him.
Invade Europe to do that, Asmongold? Or secretly kidnap them out of the country and start an international incident?
Kidnap him, bring him back to New York, and put him in jail. And now you're on trial. Uno fucking reverse their ass. That's it. Maduro his ass. Yeah, exactly. Put him on trial. That's what I like to see. Yeah, kidnap him again. Exactly. And right there next to Maduro, you think you run shit? Get the fuck out of here. And talk about the senator that got arrested in Israel. Yeah, I heard that was it was a misrepresentation, but I'm not really entirely sure. But I'll go through the other ones too. And this is some more information about this too. We're going to look at it. Give me a second. Here we go.
More explosions.
This is a new one. You think pays their salaries? Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, where's it going? You're going to crash, man. Turn right. Turn right. Ooh. Ooh, they got 2 angles on it, too. Damn. That's just too bad, huh? -1 dock. That's right. God damn. Well, I guess that's what happens. And what is this here? Suicide drones to bomb the already destroyed military dock ports? So they're even going farther on that, too. Oh, my God. So this is their little military base that we're blowing them up again. That's about right. I'm not surprised. There's a sub above water on that dock. Not anymore.
I saw it.
Now it's at the bottom of the water. So, yeah, it's too bad. It sure is. And this is the one from today, and sort of more strikes against Iran. Again, I hope they keep bombing the shit out of them. And
there we go. I hope we keep blowing shit out of them with imaginary bombs that we don't have. No, I'm kidding. We still have enough to bomb them for a month and a half if we wanted to. Then we completely run out and don't have any more weapons to fight anyone like China and Russia.
Till the Iranian military is done, right? The IRGC is done. And it's just crazy to see this stuff happening over and over and over. And what is this here? Can I pull this in a minute? I'm going to look at that in a second. Got a double tap? I mean, again, we don't need to, bro. Like, we there's one bomb and that's enough. Scorched earth with the IRGC? Totally fucking agree. You're never going to be able to get rid of those people unless you do that. Let me see if I can find any more information about this. Iranian people are amazing. The IRGC needs to meet their maker. I completely agree with you. I do. And I think that that's clearly what's happened, right? Is that the Iranian people are under an occupation. They're under an occupation by a government that does not represent them, that actively...
Okay, I'll have a look on Discord later.
...kills them and oppresses them. And fundamentally, this government, it would be one thing if they were just doing that inside of their own country. But they're doing it to everybody in the world, right? They're projecting this power everywhere else. So that's really the big issue, more than anything else. Read the first post. What does it say? Resumption of attacks. Trump tells Congress that no U.S. ground forces are involved in these strikes, which are limited, planned, and measured. Yeah, I mean, obviously he's going to say that, of course. And this is a new one. Nah, this is bullshit. It's fake. I can already tell it's fake. And footage from Abba, north of Saudi Arabia. What the fuck? Latest report. Oh, the Houthis are attacking Saudi Arabia. Uh-oh.
Yeah. He's late on that, too, if you only covered it today.
What the fuck? God damn. Look at that.
And he's not going to give any of the context behind these attacks. And that it was provoked by Saudi Arabia.
Holy shit. Hey. I got blown the fuck up. Yeah. True. What the fuck, man? Saudi attacked the airport in the capital this morning? Fuck them. It's because they used the airport to fly fucking bullshit around.
No, if you saw the video of who was on that plane, it wasn't fucking bullshit. It was a delegation to go to the funeral of the former supreme leader. And they were flying back, airplane full of basically civilians and, well, leaders of the Houthis. A high-level delegation, and Saudi Arabia bombed the runway where the plane was going to land. So they had to divert to this unused airport, and that's like full of dust because it's so unused. And the Houthis were not happy about that, and so they attacked Saudi Arabia.
They use it. The Houthis use the fucking airport. And so, but I did see that Saudi Arabia attacked Yemen. I'll see if I can pull that up and find it. Are the Houthis funded by the IRGC? Yes. I mean, not exclusively, but like, yeah, that's where a lot of their funding is coming from. Yeah, Iran is being bombed by 4 countries at once. They have the Houthis. They have the Houthis in Yemen shooting rockets. I truly thought it'd be back to negotiations by Monday. I told y'all. This is, oh my God, look at all this. Is this new? It's hard to say. A few days old? Is that it? Negotiations are closed? I told y'all what's going to happen. I told y'all.
Oh, yeah. And have you told Chad that the United States is going to surrender to Iran either end of August or early September? Did you say that too, Asmongold?
I hope Iran returns to their pre-regime roots. I think that's what most people want. Most people want that for sure. People who say Iran is winning the war with all this going on, it's because they hate America and they want America to lose, and they want to psyop Americans into thinking that they're losing to demoralize them and make them allow more Islamic terrorism and further Western destabilization. They're just terrorist enablers. It's just that simple.
Nope. I am not a leftist, Asmongold. I'm just more informed than you. Let's have a look. This is the world economy going off a cliff. This is a lot of missing oil. And the only one that can make this go back to normal is Iran. And this is another month, and the U.S., the global economy is fucked. And you don't know that. That's why people are saying we're losing the Iran war. We haven't opened the straits. We've been trying to open the strait for nearly 5 months now, and we failed. That's why people say we're losing the war. It's because it's reality. It's because Trump is going to be forced to surrender to Iran. And you are going to look like such a tool when that happens.
They have complete control over their media. They don't allow reality. Yeah, and even whenever...
Don't allow a reality to the guy who doesn't know that it was Israel that funded Hamas. Israel and Qatar.
They don't allow reality. The people are still against them. That's what's so crazy about it. Even then, they hate them. Is this Minneapolis? No, unfortunately not. You see the video of all the Qurans being dumped into the Iranian rivers? Well, that's the thing, right? Is like, I think that if like, let's say the IRGC is gone and, you know, all this is done, right? I think that what you're probably going to see is that you're going to see a huge backlash towards Islam, but I think that there will be a large percentage of people that remain Islamic for different reasons, right? Iran is, it's not as...
You do realize 28 million people came out for the funeral of the former supreme leader.
Islamic as a like long-term country, but I think that it definitely will probably become a lot more secular. So it probably will be like, I would assume maybe like a 60-40, maybe something like that. I'm not really sure. Christianity rises. I mean, Christianity is the fastest growing religion in Iran, last time I checked, but the difference is that it's still like 1 to 2% of the population. But the problem is also that reporting for what religion people are is very hard to do because of how much restrictions there are. On top of that, you have other religions that are like kind of more exclusive to Persia, like Zoroastrianism and the religions surrounding that. And that was like why they were having those big celebrations with fire maybe like 4 months ago as well. So there was I don't really know a lot about that, what's happening. Iran is getting blown up again. Homie, only like 20% of the country is Islamic. They get persecuted if they admit they're not. I thought it was higher. I assumed it would be higher than 20%, but maybe it is just 20%. I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, I can't really be sure, and all the reporting is hard to say, too. This is from China, by the way. I don't even know why they're showing that. The IRGC headquarters. Like, it's just so annoying that people make these posts. Like, I can tell you that, like, immediately it's not true. I remember, like, I look...
Between 90 and 95% of Iran's population identifies as Shia Muslim. And maybe some are saying it, they don't really believe it, but in any case, a big part of Iran is Shia.
At all these things so I can immediately tell the images. And so let me scroll down and find the other ones. Is this... No, I thought, for some reason, I thought that was Sneeko for a minute. And, uh-oh. What is this? Is it time for Iranians to go back in the street?
40,000 of them got massacred before your help could get there. Is it time for them to go back into the streets?
Well, you can't do that because they don't have guns and the other side has guns. And the number is 52,000 people killed so far.
52,000 people killed in Iran. Oh, my God.
That number is just pulled out of his hat. The real number is 7,000. And like several hundreds of that are policemen. And but I mean, it was 30,000, then 40,000, then 50,000, and Asmongold just takes this at face value.
Wow.
And these are thugs. It's very hard for people to go back. They can have great bravado. They can hate the regime. They can do everything. But
You don't have
when
guns,
you
yeah.
start seeing people dropping a little bit less.
People that came out for Khamenei's funeral outnumber the protesters 10-1 or 20-1. That means they're a tiny minority in Iran.
Left and right. You know, they have snipers, and the snipers are up in buildings, 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah.
And let's say they form 100, 200,000 people.
Yeah, people start getting popped off. Everybody's going to start running. I mean, he's right about that, by our own government. Yeah, they're being killed by their own government en masse. And also the scale of this. So people, 18,000, I think, is the number of the amount of people that were killed in Tiananmen Square.
Pro-Iranian protesters in London is crazy. Yeah. Well, I think it's like anti-Trump, anti-Israel protest. It's blended in with, the leftists. It's, well, to be fair, it's one issue where the leftists are right on, in that we shouldn't have started this Iran war.
Let me see if it says right there at all. Huh. Estimates range. Yeah, okay, it was a lot less than that. Well, either way, 10,000.
Yeah. Hundreds to over 10,000. That means the range, hundreds to 10,000. And Trump saying 50,000. Nuxtaku says 40,000 all the time. It just inflated. Yeah. It's 3,000 to 7,000 is the range I've heard, realistically.
I don't know where I got 18,000 from, but either way, my point is that this is widely regarded as one of the largest, like, killings of, you know, like you would say, protesters or anything else.
But who did the killing?
These multiples of this. It's multiples of something that
that was Tiananmen Square. Well, no, it seems about comparable, actually.
you look back on, and it was so problematic, even inside of China, that they blocked the word 1989 on Marvel Rivals. Like, you can't even type the letters, or the words 1989, Tiananmen Square, or anything else. So that was how bad it was for them. 18,000 was the Iran protest in the beginning. Maybe I'm getting my numbers wrong. I apologize if I am. So this is, and I just want to contextualize this, right? Because I'm not trying to like call out and say China's bad or anything. What I'm really saying is that even if you think that that was really bad, Iran is...
We crashed the Iranian currency. We, the United States, our Secretary of Treasury admitted this under oath. Then we handed out guns to the protesters. They came out after we crashed the currency. That's a recipe to get a lot of people killed.
Multiples worse than that. That's it. DeepSeek LLM prevents this too. Yeah, and like they try to hide that. So,
well, we can definitely discuss that more after stream. It's yeah, I'd welcome the help.
Think about how problematic this is as well. Iran popped 5 to 10K a day. Yeah, exactly, right? And the history will remember, well, if people are caught out by curfew, they can risk being shot too. Yeah, Jay, like Jay has family that's Iranian. I think he made that pretty public. And, he told me some stories of stuff that happened to his family. And, we had a conversation about this. Like, it's weird that, like, I don't remember Jay whenever we were talking, like, last, but I remember I was doing the Tainted Grail DLC. I don't remember like what month it was or when this happened, but like it was basically, and then the next time we talked, I was playing Crimson Desert. Like, I don't know when it was because like basically, yeah, it was like 2 months ago. Exactly. Yeah. So I was playing Crimson Desert probably about then. So yeah, there it is. All I think feels about China, at least their women have some autonomy and license over their lives. And to some extent, Iran, not so much. Listen, I mean, China has its own share of problems, the same as every other country does. What my point is that Iran does too. And right now we are watching a massacre of people that is unprecedented. It's an unprecedented amount of people, right? So more civilian deaths in Iran than Gaza, but nobody speaks about it nearly as much.
It's so exaggerated, the amount of deaths in the protests.
And by the way, not only are there more civilian deaths than Iran, I don't know if it's more, but these people will constantly downplay the amount of people that were killed in Iran and constantly play up the amount of people that were killed in Gaza. Why is that? It's because they've been ideologically captured by terrorism. That's the reason why. Like, I've got a great idea. How about get rid of the people that are killing...
How about... I know that the one who funded Hamas, is Netanyahu and Qatar and not Iran. So how can they be ideologically captured by terrorism that Iran didn't commit?
Their own people in there. Like, Hamas is killing their own people. Iran is killing their own people. And this whole thing, this is one of the things that, like, I wish people like Sneeko would see it from this perspective. I don't like the fact that he looks at Iran and he sees Iran as like a war against Islam. How is Iran representing Islam when Iran's bombing everybody else? They're killing, like, Khomeini has probably killed more Muslims than Sneeko has seen in his life. How can you be sad that this guy's dead? Really? Like, I mean, this guy is more responsible for the deaths and the destruction of more Muslims than probably almost anybody else.
Which Muslims? Oh, you mean the protesters?
They're killing their fellow Muslim brothers. Exactly, they are. And it's horrible. It's terrible to see that happen. I don't want to see anybody saying that, like, this is like, obviously the people that are
yeah, North Korea is evil, Syria, Assad was evil, Putin's evil, Iran is evil. That's Western propaganda amplifying. Like, you get 3,000 to 7,000 that die in protests that are instigated by the West and with his agitators in the protest, and that gets turned into 40,000. Ah, it's so annoying.
Doing this are doing it for a religious reason, but it is not Christianity versus Islam. It is radical Shia Islam versus everybody fucking else. And that includes Sunni Muslims, that includes Lebanese Christians, that includes Jews in Israel, that includes secular people, that includes the Zoroastrians that were being oppressed inside of Iran, that includes everybody, atheists, and it of course includes America. They are waging a war against everyone. That's it. IRGC funded Hezbollah and Hamas to put their own people in harm's way to own Israel? Exactly. It's embarrassing. Most of the protesters against the regime are the non-Muslims. They're against being an Islamic republic. I agree with you that a lot of the protesters are not Muslims, but what about the places that they're bombing in Dubai? Do you think that they checked everybody's religion before they flew the plane into the hotel? Do you think that they checked to see whether, oh my God, well, what about this area here that we bombed in Qatar? I wonder if they're Muslims or not. It's bullshit, man. It's complete bullshit. They don't care. They're killing their own people constantly. And also, by the way, there are a lot of Muslims that don't want to be ruled over by radical, what does Marco Rubio call them? Radical Shia clerics, right? Like, there is a huge delineation. Like, you have to remember, like, the Middle East, they have wars all the time. They kill each other all the time. They've been doing this for like 1,000 years. The entire idea that, like, there's some cohesive,
There's oil in the Middle East, and we've been instigating a lot of the wars. Israel has been instigating the other half of the wars in the recent times.
A unified Islamic culture that they all share and understand. Clearly, that's not the case, because they're killing each other all the time. So this whole idea is based off of a fucking lie. Was talking about inside of Iran. I know that. Yeah, the attacks outside of Iran are because they don't consider those Muslims proper Muslims. If they're not caliphate and they're enemies to the proper Iranian Muslims, I can't. I mean, if you're from Iran and you get it more than I do, I'm not going to try to like correct you on it, right? But I bet a lot of those protesters that are going out there might still be Islamic. They might still believe the Quran, and they just don't want to have the government doing what they're doing. Like, I bet there's a lot of Muslims that it doesn't mean like just because you're a Muslim you have to agree with the government. I don't think it's that simple. I think there's an overlap. There's a Venn diagram for sure, and it would make sense that there is, but I don't think it's a one-to-one. Some kind of do. Yeah. Persia was always the problem. Just ask Alexander the Great. Well, I mean, like, geographically, it definitely is. IRGC even fight each other from within. Yeah. And so anyway, I'll scroll down and look at a few more of these here too.
Have you?
No, not at all. No, I get along with him very well. Sometimes I disagree with him, and I let it be known, and I've been right. But no, I think he's good. Look, he's a wartime prime minister.
He is. I can see that. And let me scroll down and see if there's any more of these.
Oh, was that built to fall apart?
Built to fall apart.
It was a test.
Everybody. So I was right. Once again, I'm vindicated.
It was a test. He's not going to mention that it's the United States that basically broke every part of the MOU. And, he's so uninformed and he's calling himself right. It's annoying.
I'm vindicated once. I'm kind of almost getting bored of being vindicated because it's so predictable. I've been vindicated once again.
What he's saying he's being vindicated about is that when the MOU was signed, all these people were saying it's basically an Iranian victory. because the terms in the MOU are entirely in Iran's favor. And what Asmongold said is it's not going to last. We didn't lose, just like Trump. And now he's agreeing with Trump that it was a test, it was nonsense. And so he's in for a real shock when in a month or two, Trump agrees to something exactly like the MOU, except even more in Iran's favor, permanently in a signed deal, not a memorandum of understanding. And yeah, he's going to be so wrong. Anyway, I think I'm going to stop this here. We covered most of the video, and we have a good idea of where Asmongold is at, and he's same place as always. And I think he's not going to learn anything until he's forced to, until the oil shock happens, Trump surrenders to Iran, it becomes obvious to the entire world that the U.S. lost, and at that time he's going to face reality. Like and subscribe, come watch on Kick or Twitch, and I'll see you next video. Bye.